I like the question though. How did I earn the name of Tampa's Most Connected DJ? Well, at first I don't know if I really earned it. I just kind of like, and let me explain Tampa's Most Connected DJ. My thing was everybody wanted to be number one DJ, best DJ, this, that, and the other. My thing is you're only as good as the shots that you get. You're only as good as the people who know you. So my plan was that no other DJ's phone would get more calls than I got, or people would take more calls from that person. Hence Tampa's Most Connected DJ. And then after a while, it really started to work and it started to stick because I feel like my phone is quite heavy. I feel like, when I make a call, people take it. But then again, that comes from doing good business too. You know what I'm saying? Like I do what I say that I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? Like people know, like if Ekin calls you or if Ekin gets involved, that he pretty much finishes what he starts. Ekin is pretty simple, and I'm like everybody else. I've been through like 20,000 names. You know what I'm saying? Like you when I was younger, I doubled my name up like every other kid in New York, which I won't say here. But then Ekin actually comes from what used to be like a strictly solo love of Nike paraphernalia and a slight case of dyslexia. And so hence, if you turn it around backwards, you get Ekin. Well, the biggest thing to me about getting involved in things is we live in a society now that if you want to make something happen, then 9 times out of 10 you have to start it. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad used to always say, if you don't like something, then make something better. You know what I'm saying? So I would see something on TV or I would see something somewhere, and then I would just try to figure out if I didn't like a program or I didn't like the way somebody was hosting something, I just would take my own approach to it. And then, nowadays with being able to buy equipment and the things that they give us like YouTube and that sort of thing, and that are free services, you can get yourself into things. And that's kind of how I did it, the research and just do it. The music industry in the UK started with the military and dad and just all kinds of stuff like that, and wound up over there just as a wide open kid. I will say this about the UK though, I got a heavy respect for it, and if I had it to do all over again, I might not have come back. I might have just stayed over there because I think the game in the UK is pretty dope. Growing up in the Bronx, I think it's like anything else except for, like I had a set of friends, you know what I'm saying? And actually what's crazy about me in the Bronx is the Bronx really isn't where I think the music bug really hit me. You know what I'm saying? Like I was around music and stuff like that because my dad is big into music. My dad was a big music collector, and then my brothers are DJs. But when I was in New York, to me, it was sports. It was baseball. It was the Yankees. My thing with music didn't really go crazy until I actually had left and started to have like a bigger appreciation for the music of the world. Just all period, I'd have to say like people that probably aren't here, like Michael Jackson, Prince, like to me, because those people, they made music that to me lasts to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of stuff, it's not that I don't respect a lot of people that are out now, like I do. Like I'm a big fan of Jay-Z. I'm a big fan, honestly, what's crazy is I'm a big fan of like Tretch from Naughty by Nature. I'm a big fan of Drake. I'm not gonna lie about that. I'm a big fan of J. Cole. But I just think that like when you look at the music that was made before by like, the Michael Jacksons and the new additions back in the day, those records are like timeless. Whereas a lot of the music I think I hear now, I'm not sure if I'm gonna want to run that back in 10 years at a party. I think the biggest aspect that people don't realize is that, and I think even a lot of DJs now don't realize it, is that you're actually the conductor of the party. I think now with the computer and everybody really has access to MP3s and kind of the same stuff, that now that people just walk in, like that's why you have, to me, it's like everybody now can be a DJ if they wake up in the morning. Like you got celebrities now that their thing wasn't working as much, so now they're DJs because it's become this thing of like, I got the hottest songs in my computer. So if I just drop them and you already wanted to see my celebrity, then I'm fine. Whereas me, I wasn't brought up like that. I was brought up on, you searched out the music. You kind of guided the people on what was hot. And that's what goes in it to me. And for a minute, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of got out of that where I was like, oh, worried about my last song. Now, if you come to the parties that I do, it's a whole lot different. Like, I'm gonna guide you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it doesn't matter if you come to me with, with money for request. I tell most people, dude, if it's hot, I'm probably gonna get to it before the night's over. If you just wait, if you came to really party, I'm probably gonna get to it. And I just want to say this before I go any further. To me, DJs need to get back to understanding this. Stop thinking your life depends on your last song. If you are working with a promoter or somebody who they will fire you for the last song you played, then you're probably not in the right place, you know? And I feel like this. What is it that you and a promoter are even up until you get to the turntables? Because I can get a team, I can get flyers designed, I can promote. But when we get to the turntables, you can't do that. So stop devaluing yourself, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, so to answer the question, you're a conductor. To me, you're a conductor of the atmosphere you're in. I think on average, I'm getting 75 to 100 emails a day with songs and music in it. But I'm on a lot of lists. And I have to say, for anybody watching this, I respect that and I appreciate that, because that means that people kind of feel like I'm a tastemaker, you know what I'm saying, to send me that kind of stuff. I will say, for people who send those things though, and especially new artists, don't just spam us. Like, reach out, like, you know, build a relationship, because 9 times out of 10, I've probably gotten the same song from like 5 different people, but I may or may not open it. But if you hit me and I know you, be like, yo, I sent you this email, our relationship is gonna make me go back and open that one quicker, or make me check it out. You know what I'm saying? So 75 to 100 emails a day, to answer the original question. I think the biggest thing with me in interviews is I honestly feel like I belong there. You know what I'm saying? And by that I mean, don't get me wrong, like I'm a fan first off of the industry. And I'm also a fan of people in the industry. That's why here's one big thing I approach interviews. I approach them like this. For one thing, I will ask anything that I feel is relevant. But I also am not looking to make a YouTube clip, you know what I'm saying, like embarrass people that I interview. But I feel like I'd be doing a disservice to the people that are watching me if I don't ask you the real questions. You know what I'm saying? So my approach is just let's just to use the catchphrase, I just be me and be real. You know what I'm saying? Like when I sat with 50, I'm a fan of 50. But it became like two dudes just hanging out, because he was real. He was straight with me. You know, we had a great conversation, and we talked about everything from his beef when he was going through the crazy beef with Khaled and Rick Ross and Fat Joe, to how he felt about fans, everything, you know what I'm saying? And even Khaled did the same thing. He was real. He talked about things that were going on in his life that were really had the internet buzzing at the time. It was way before Snapchat. He was in like all kinds of beef, but it was a real conversation, you know what I'm saying? But I gave him that respect as a man and an artist, and I try to approach everybody like that, whether they're the mega star that I get to or somebody new that's on the come up. I think if you approach those people, you know, like you know, with that respect, then they got to respect you as an interviewer. I gotta say, 50's kind of at the 50's up there. Khaled was pretty good. As of late though, Ice Cube, because I'm such a big fan of the whole NWA history and that sort of thing. And I only got to sit down with him for like 3 minutes, but it was dope because he was no diva stuff at all. He was Ice Cube. He was Cube, you know, and you respect the legend that he is. People aren't students of the craft because everything is so instantaneous nowadays. Like I know people who literally could buy a Mac tomorrow and go buy a library of like 4,000 songs from somebody who's already got them, and they think they're ready. Nah. Because I want so much. Like there's so many things that I want to accomplish still to this day, and I mean, like, there's so many things that go through my head every day. And then you look at people like Jay-Z, like Diddy, you know what I'm saying, that are like Oprah, that have, you know, you watch where they started from and look at the things that they've accomplished, and you're like, there's a lot more to be done. You know, even look at Facebook, look at those people, you know, there's a lot more to be done. From my perspective, the first thing, and everybody who's in the industry, who's making it in some form or fashion, has told me this: you have to believe in you first. Because if you start doubting yourself at any time, then where are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at Chance the Rapper. Let's look at Jay-Z. That the example is there all day. Nobody would sign Jay-Z. Nobody would sign him. And then they went back and decided to do it on their own. And now look at it. Look at NWA. You know, and I know hip hop because I'm such a student of that game. You know what I'm saying? But you look at those people like that. You look at how many times the average artist is an overnight success in 10 years. It's overnight to you because you see it now. You know what I'm saying? But there is a lot of work that goes into 21 Pilots. For one, if we're talking about the music, I think the music is a lot more disposable now. Here today, gone tomorrow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, here today, I've forgotten about it in a week. It's almost too much. It's like way, you know what I'm saying? Like, just way too much. When it comes to the industry, I think that slowly but surely, the artists are really taking control back. You know, because when I was first learning about music or whatever, it was a lot about the artist. It was a lot about, you know, what the artist was doing and this and that and the other. And then it became everybody's life was ran by a label. And I think we just saw this year what Chance the Rapper did and refuses to sign, and he won some Grammys. And his whole operation is independent, you know. What's keeping me busy nowadays is the fact that I don't think I'm finished. You know what I'm saying? I think I got a lot more to learn. I got a lot more that I want to do, and I'm far from finished. You know, and I think what's happening to me too is I'm maturing in where I want to be in the game. You know, at first it was all about, oh my God, they know me. Oh my God, I'm spinning, they know me. Now it's way more about the business, and it's about what I can offer to the next set of people behind me. You know, so I think that's become way more into play. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm far from finished, but I think this next 12 to 18 months, it's going to be special. I think so.